Osgood Perkins' last film, Longlegs, was one of my favorites from 2024. Now, he's bringing us his horror, The Monkey, which is based on a Stephen King short story. Is this twisted tale of an ape gone wrong going to create lasting chills for you? When twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey, a series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged brothers to confront the cursed toy. Don't call it a toy. So if you're into Munchies, stick around to the end where I'm going to try a celebrity-inspired treat. All right, this stars Theo James and Tatiana Maslany with appearances from Elijah Wood, Sarah Levy, and Oz Perkins himself. Now, if you watch the trailer, you've already seen a bunch of the kills, which I think is rather unfortunate. I mean, there are more than what's shown, and some are very good surprises, but I was shocked at how many large kills were actually just given away. And another thing to know going into this is that if you're expecting creepy and unsettling vibes like Longlegs, or maybe something mysterious and sinister like the Blackcoat's daughter, you're going to want to manage those expectations. This is first and foremost a dark comedy with gory horror elements. It's not scary. Really, it's not even very tense. Instead, there's whimsy mixed with quirky humor. It did make me laugh out loud multiple times, though, and sometimes because of the witty and quick dialogue, but also through some of the more brutal and unexpected death scenes. Now, the basis for this storyline, it's fairly simple. Twin brothers discover a toy. Don't call it a toy. A wind-up monkey in their dad's things. Once the key is turned, people meet gruesome and untimely ends. They figure the deaths are tied to the monkey, so they do their best to dispose of it. Flash forward 25 years, and one of the adult twins is discovering that more premature deaths have unfortunately been occurring again. Now, Theo James plays the older twin brothers, and he also serves as the narrator to guide us through portions of the plot. I thought he was great in the role, capturing the right amount of uneasy distrust and fear that comes from living a life that was tormented by a toy. Don't call it a toy, okay? A wind-up monkey. His dry sarcasm works excellently for the character and also assists with making the dialogue so funny in spots. There's also a great deal of absurdity that's ingrained within the story, and it's exploited well by just about every character. Osgood Perkins has a tiny role, and he looks to be completely enjoying his short stint in front of the camera, playing an inappropriately frank uncle to the twins. Elijah Wood is a self-help guru who understands the assignment also and plays up the insincerely sincere creep who looks to take over part of Theo James's role as a father. And again, just like Perkins, Wood isn't on screen for very long, but he adds just the right amount of ridiculous humor that makes us hope he's one of the monkey's targets. And we switch between two timelines. One in 1999, when the twins are in middle school-ish. This is where we get the performance from Tatiana Maslany, and she's got this matter-of-factness that she gives the character that makes her both honest and appealing, but also somewhat a little too honest, especially for the mental state of her sons. I think a lot of people are going to see some similarities to the Final Destination movies in this. And while there aren't a lot of complicated Rube Goldberg setups that involve mousetrap-style contraptions, more often than not, the thing that ends up ending someone isn't the most obvious item. Now, there is one kill that comes about because of a complicated device. Outside of that one, though, most are a series of unfortunate events that just sometimes become compounded by other factors. For me, this didn't detract from the fun of the kills or even make me think these were unoriginal. They just felt familiar thanks to that other successful killing series. While I enjoyed the abrupt and gruesome deaths, the storytelling itself was a bit uneven for me. A lot of that has to do with the lack of tension or anxiety our characters faced. I barely felt much danger for them. There was one sequence toward the climax of the film where some motives began to be illuminated, and at that point, there was a small bit of unease because it felt as though a sort of understanding had been given to the audience, so that we were able to now possibly see the inner workings of how the deaths came to be. So as we follow the characters, I'm just basically watching them go from location to location and experiencing adjacent encounters when people meet their maker. There's also a bit of a reluctant hero story in here, combined with a man attempting to escape what might be his destiny. While none of that is bad, it's also not 100% engaging or wholly awesome either. In the portions that were meant to be dramatic, like James being on a road trip with his estranged son and then having awkward conversations while stuck in the car together, this, I think, was supposed to make the characters more human, or maybe endearing. And while I understand why James responds to certain things the way that he does, it makes him come across more as cold and distant than protective or concerned. And in moments like these, the chemistry between father and son, it was tough. mean, the estrangement came across loud and clear, but it also made it difficult to find their interactions anything but uneasy. And something that I appreciated within the story, but what could bother a lot of people, is that there is a vagueness to the toy. Don't call it a toy. Okay, a wind-up monkey. Now, probably the most mysterious element within the entire plot is the monkey itself. And that lack of information did work to create the necessary mystique to make it ominous, even threatening, but still, not scary. Kudos to whoever created the actual wind-up monkey. It is certainly one of those props that would never enter my home. It would go right along with an Annabelle doll or a life-size clown. Those are an absolute nope. The monkey, it has a few movements to it also. They're rudimentary, but one is especially unnerving. And even though we don't know the full power that it wields, there's a moment when the toy, don't call it a toy, the monkey is drumming and some electrical disturbances are synced with the beats. It's a subtle touch, but showcases the indeterminate influence the monkey could have over its surroundings. So overall, the monkey delivers some excellent laughs while drenching characters in gore and blood. The dark comedy is witty and perfectly delivered by Theo James, drawing on dry sarcasm and haunted retorts to deliver laughs that can make you question your own decency. While the storytelling lacks tension and anxiety, and the pacing is uneven, this is successfully counteracted by abrupt and clever kills. Don't go in expecting scares or chills, and you can have a ton of fun with this psychotic tale of an ape gone amok. There's no sex or nudity, a lot of profanity, and a ton of gory violence. I give The Monkey 3.5 out of 5 couches. This is fun for what it is, and it can be really enjoyable. Just don't watch with the expectation that it's going to be similar to Longlegs or The Black Coat's Daughter. Okay, are there any gory or brutal dark comedies you've seen lately that are worth recommending? I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. Okay, as promised, it is time for me to try my new munchie. It's the Post Malone Edition Oreos. They're swirled salted caramel and shortbread flavored cream Oreos. I'm curious though if Post even eating these. I mean, have you seen him lately? He has trimmed down a ton and he looks great. I almost didn't recognize a recent photo of him. That is beside the point though. So let's try these, okay? I did open it and I'm apologizing right now for the huge, just loud crinkliness. Right off the bat, you can smell the salted caramel, just like, whew. Okay, wow. Yeah, I brought in another thing there. Let's see if I can open this up. Here, yep, there we go. Oh, well, that's not appealing at all, but hey, whatever. You can see the swirl, right? So I'm going to put this back in. We all know that the cream is the best part of this thing, and whatever. Let's try. It doesn't really have a... I can taste the caramel. Sort of. It's mapley, maybe molassesy, something like that. A little bit. Not bad. It's fine. It's kind of weird taste. I mean, it's a weird combination. The salt is now really coming through, though. I like that. That's good. These aren't bad. I think these are kind of rich, though. And so I wouldn't be able to eat very many in a sitting. I don't know about you. Like when I try normal Oreos, when I eat double stuff or something like that, I take a bunch. Like, whatever I can fit in my hand that I can grab just like that. And then I eat them. This, though, I think maybe 2, 3 at the most. And then I would have to tap out for quite a while because they're rich. Like I can feel it just in me. My blood sugar raising a little bit, but they're not bad. So anyway, if you're looking for that, something new, they're Post Malone Edition Oreos. I just found them in the grocery store. A friend of mine also had told me about them. So you might be able to find them for at least a little while. They're probably just limited edition as I hit my microphone there. Anyway, though, hey, thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me. Yeah, definitely 1, 2, maybe 3 at the most. It's good. It's just not, wow. It's a lot.